Now, if somebody had said to me yesterday afternoon when I was ending off this episode around 2 o'clock, I guess, and they had said, what are the chances of your coming back and working on the model this evening after everything is, settled down? And by settled down, I meant after my neighbor had, left here at around 4:30 in the afternoon. He comes over at 3:30 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and he leaves around 4:30. And I would have said real good. But the funny thing is, around 5, 6 o'clock, well, what had happened was I had pigged out on my diet, and I think I was feeling a little bit despondent, and I was disgusted with myself and discouraged, and all those other words that start with duh. So I did not come back last night to the model table. So we are not going to have a rollback. Now, earlier this morning I checked the weather. I've been up for quite a while. And I checked the weather, and it said that it was going to be, snow and so on. So I'm thinking, well, it's a good thing we got our sunrise yesterday, because we're sure not going to get it today. But right at this moment, I'm looking at the sunrise camera, like the wide-angle one, and it looks like we might actually get to see it. So I'm going to readjust everything. Right now, the pan-tilt zoom is looking at this snow-covered carrot pad. I can just barely see a few little carrot pieces there underneath that snow. Another thing that I want to do today is I want to, like these holder downers, the idea is good. The idea is good. But the plier idea is bad. So I'm going to go down to my workshop later, and I'm going to make up, maybe 5 or 6. Something a little bit more lightweight. I just noticed my camera changed from night vision to, you probably saw it flickering too in the screen there, to day vision. You know what? I better go and readjust those, because the sunrise is supposed to be up in about 45 minutes. If there's going to be anything, I'd like to catch it. And the reason I'd like to catch it is I'd like to see exactly where does it break the horizon on the shortest day of the year, which is today. Anyway, let's get going here and have another sip of coffee and have a good day and stay out of the bread box. Okay, I did not feel like lugging my big heavy camera down here and tripod and so on, so we'll just have to make do with the point and shoot here. Now, I've got all kinds of scrap wood. I don't think we should have any trouble, finding something here. Well, we'll get ourselves recomposed here and see what we can do. Now this thing, it keeps getting shorter and shorter. It's a good thing it's made out of aluminum. Now, if you're the kind of person that can't stand to watch somebody using something that's dangerous, I suggest you stop watching right now. Almost every time I use this machine, or sometimes other machines, I'll get comments from people saying how dangerous this is. My goodness, so is your car. Be careful. Oh, look, they're all still there. Be careful. Now, when I had used the pliers instead of one of these, I had used a dowel. But I got a bunch of these little sticks. I'm going to just use them up. I don't have too much dowel left. And the reason I cut it at an angle like this is, I'm sure some of you figured it out, is so that it's going to naturally want to fall this way. It's not going to want to have a tendency to want to, sit up. It's always going to be wanting to press down. At least that's the plan. Now, maybe I came on a little bit strong there when I was saying be careful. But my workshop here is loaded with stuff that will hurt you. Even the drill press. You can cut yourself on a sharp bit, and and leaving the bit in the chuck after you're through with it. That's a bad idea. But there it is. Okay, but at least I know it's there, and I'm the only one down here. Now, all of these machines can hurt you. Any machine that you plug in is almost guaranteed to hurt you eventually if you're not careful. Like I've got a machine here. It's called a shaper. It's like a real heavy-duty table router. And that thing will take off my fingers right to my Adam's apple before I can blink, if I'm not careful. And you can't see it, but my jointer over there. People, I do know somebody who lost their fingers on their jointer in their home workshop in their basement. Well, he's dead now, but that's not what killed him. Old age did. Just like old age is coming on to me. And I'm getting cranky. The older I get, the crankier I get. And I say things like, please don't comment about how dangerous the table saw is. Yeah, let's see if we can get this stuff glued together here and get our holder downers made. I'm sorry. Okay, this is what's known as a headless pinner. It's like a brad nailer or a nailing gun, except it's real light duty. And I've got little tiny brad nails, and well, they're not brad nails, they're little pins. And they're only about, I guess those are about 5/8 of an inch long. And it'll take up to 2 inch. Okay, so the idea is, it just holds your work in place until after the glue is dried. So I'm just going to do one on camera here, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. I guess I should hold it so you can see what I'm doing, right? Usually about this time I say something to the effect of, I'll slip on the macro lens, but I'm not gonna. Okay, now once the glue dries, it'll be nice and strong. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other 2, 4, 6, 7 the same way. Hey, I can still count. Now I can honestly say that at that moment I did not know that the camera was still rolling. I thought I'd shut it off, but I guess I didn't. And what you're about to see looks dangerous, but I was doing it carefully. Yeah, somebody's going to say, well, don't you know that those pins can blow out the sides and catch your finger? Yeah, they can blow out the side, but they don't blow up. Oh... Yes, that's the correct time. I made that clock probably, I'm guessing 25 years ago, when I was into making mechanical clocks. Anyway, one of the viewers made the comment, I guess it must be about a month ago, and he says, if you know somebody with a nail gun or a brad nail, or I forget how he put it, but I could throw together a lean-to for the rabbits. Well, Alex, I think I qualify. Okay. Time is marching on here, as you can see. And just in case somebody's wondering, the camera we were using down in the workshop was this one right here. And the reason I'm showing you that is so that I don't want people to think that in order to make model ship videos or workshop videos or anything like that, you have to have a whole bunch of fancy equipment and a DSLR that will, with interchangeable lenses and stuff like that, like I got. You know, you can just have an ordinary point and shoot like this, and if you're interested in getting a small camera that kind of does everything, this is a A1000, Nikon A1000, and it's a rugged little thing. I actually dropped it. Remember back when I was shooting scenes out the front window, and I would start the episode with a scene looking out the front window? Well, I got the tripod right there by the brick fireplace, and I accidentally dropped it. And it hit so hard. Now where's the dent? It hit so hard it dented the case. It split. This little glass piece here came out. I poked it back in the crack and bent everything back and sort of squeezed things back together as best I could. And I thought, well, that's the end of that, And it was only about a month old at the time. And when I pushed the button, it worked, and it works. It's worked perfectly. The auto focusing, everything is working perfectly. So I know this is one real rugged little camera. Now, if you get one, don't try it to see if it'll work. But don't drop it on the bricks because you think, well, if it works for Ron, it'll work for me. No. I just wanted to mention, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do YouTube videos. Now, as far as these things go, the glue is pretty much dried now. It only takes that tight bond glue a couple hours, and I'm thinking we're looking at about a couple hours now since I originally glued those on there. So I think it's probably safe enough to work with. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take some pins and just put them in the end. And like we got long ones. Okay, that would be for if I want to do on something high. Like we are going to be doing the Rodney, and there's a good possibility we'll be doing the Iowa or Missouri. It's a good possibility, but no promises. But we are, I think we're 95% going to be doing I'm going to be doing the Rodney, unless I keep talking here, and then I'll never get this done, because I'm not going to start the Rodney until this is done. So let's continue on. Oh, now I know what I was going to mention. Mark in Australia mentioned how these things came with a strap. And at first I thought, yeah, well, mine didn't come with a strap. And then I remembered, oh yeah, they did. So I thought, now where would I put what would have I done with the strap if I didn't want to use it? And there's a place down in my workshop where I keep that kind of stuff. And when I was down there a while ago, I checked. Not there. So I probably thought to myself, I'm not going to use this, and I threw it out. I guess I wasn't being careful, right, Ron? Okay, okay. My goodness, what did I eat yesterday? Okay, let's continue on here. Let's see if we can get these things put together. Once again, sorry about that. Okay, let's try not to have any more sarcasm today. Anyway, about our sunrise. Well, you can sort of see where it's coming up there. There was a bank of clouds kind of hiding it, but yeah, we can sort of see where it is there by Murph's flag. So that's where it came up on the shortest day of the year. Okay, so when I was making these up down in the workshop, I was thinking that these are probably a little on the long side, but I thought, well, it's just scrap lumber, and if it's too long, I can cut it off, and there's nothing wasted. Whereas if I make it too short, it's kind of awkward to lengthen it. So you have to be so careful not to bump stuff. No. See, the idea is okay, now I don't know if I've got it the right way this way, but I mean, you can see that it's going to work, and a person could conceivably put this on all the way along. Now, will this go on the other side of this bollard here? Oh, and the name that I was trying to think of for these things here, rope thingies, I was trying to think of the name of fair lead. At least that's what I think we called them when we were doing the Bismarck. Yeah, fair leads can be different shapes, but they basically do the same thing. They generally guide a rope. Okay, yeah, this is going to be all right, I think. Now, I'm wondering though, should I be cutting it out right here, I wonder? Or should we just, oh, you know what? I got the posts on the wrong side here. Yeah, I got the posts on the outside and I want them on the inside, remember? Now, as the old man down in the workshop says, be careful. The cranky old man. Yeah. Whoops. Be careful. All right, let's just sort of try and get the length right. You know, this thing here, I wonder how hard it would be to take that off, because it's really going to be in the road. I know you can't see it, but it's glued together with that tight bond glue, and that stuff is like iron. In fact, where the joint is, it's actually stronger than the wood. If I was to try and break it off, the joint would stay there and the wood would come off. I'm wondering if I should take this off. Just try and take it off and then splice it back on. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, because it's going to be just too hard to try and get in here and work around this. Okay, where's the stop button? Now, am I going to be lucky enough that I did not glue this joint right here? In which case I'd be able to just pry this off here, but I got a feeling that I glued it. Yeah, it's clearly it's been glued. Okay, so I think that I'm going to try and just cut it. Probably use my razor saw, and then I can splice it back together later. Okay. Now, what do you think the odds are that I will or will not bang it into the hull? I think I can be careful. Oh, by the way, Allison, if you're watching, this is the saw that I used to cut this plastic tube. Okay? You were asking. Now, if I take little short strokes, this should work, right? Alright, now I'm going to turn it around to do the other side, but I'm going to do the other side the same way. Okay, we may as well try and keep the sawdust in the same place, and I don't think we really need to have it that high, do we? Okay, get out the vacuum cleaner, and you know what? I think that's it for today, folks. Yeah, it's 2:55 in the afternoon already. I know you can't see the clock, but I wouldn't lie to you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.